Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano price, also the Bitcoin price, and we are just having a quick look over the whole market. Everything, or not everything, but a lot of them are dropping today with a few notable exceptions, but pretty much a bit of a bloodbath in certain areas today after a lot of gains in the last few days, but some are doing really well. While others are just not moving. And let's take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has dropped below a very important level, which is probably an explanation for why a lot of the other cryptos in the market are dropping as well. If you remember, we've had this triangle on the chart here. If I zoom out a little bit, you can't only see that triangle, you can actually see the wider formation. First of all, we had an ascending channel here throughout September and even August. We've been moving within, and quite a huge one actually. Then we've moved above that channel, obviously did a new all-time high. Head and shoulders, which we called on this channel, dropped below that to nearly 57k, came above this former resistance, now support level of that channel, and we have been trading above the 20-day moving average for a while, but we have just dropped below the 20-day moving average, which is quite important to point out. So just in that move here to the downside, after this breakout out of that triangle, we've also broken below the 20-day moving average, which isn't great, and it seems like we're currently retesting it. And if that retest is successful from the downside, that could indicate further price drops. Maybe, well, first of all, I think to 60k, which we already touched anyway. So 60k is the first line of support. Below that we will find support somewhere in this range, maybe at the previous low of 58.5k, before we could then drop to the 57.5k, which is that previous low. So there's a bit of a range of support down here, and then finally we've got the 200-day moving average actually coming up here, which is currently sitting at around 56.5k. Now that is still the range that I actually gave you, within which I think we would be dropping. So since obviously that drop that we had on the 28th of October, where we touched my target level, and I showed you to you in previous videos, we only touched it on the upper side, so we haven't really got into it a lot. So yeah, there's still the risk that we move back into that range between 54 and 57k, because since then we haven't seen that impulsive move to the upside, especially a bit of a head and shoulders here, a small one, indicating potential further price drops. And I think in the last couple of weeks, or the last few weeks, it was like what happened on the Sunday pretty much translated into the next week. So if we have a bad Sunday, that could translate over into the next week. So however, let's hope we have a good start to the month. Cardano also, because of Bitcoin's drop, also dropped here today, but not massively actually. So it's holding quite well within that triangle here. But again, very well defined sort of trend line here with a support at 194. So that is currently where we are at. Did show in my previous video there's two possibilities how you can actually draw that trend line. The first one here being that orange one, second one being the white one. So I'm not quite sure. I think what is certain that we're moving into another sort of apex. You can see it here, moving into another apex of the probably the white one is the valid one, as it seems. Moving to the apex of that white triangle, and the apex is actually tomorrow. So somewhere tomorrow we would need to see a breakout from here. And again, it doesn't really look bullish to me what we're doing here at the moment. Could be a bear flag, huge drop we had from up here from at around $2.10, came all the way down to 184 depending on the exchange. And it's looking like a consolidation now, potentially in a that anticipates further price drops. Also, other analysts are now talking about potential further price drops. I talked about that level between 145 and 181. I've started to talk about that like 6-7 weeks ago. So we still haven't seen that yet. Yes, we touched that 181 level, that highest level on my target area, but we haven't really got into it yet. I was quite happy to say that we touched it, but we haven't really moved into it. And so is that it? It is in that range here that we could still get back into. And the thing is, while smart contracts are now working for Cardano, we still haven't seen those massive dApps to be launched. There are really good projects in the pipeline. I think we will see a series of them being launched before year end, but I think a lot of investors are just waiting for these to be launched and to see if they are going well. And then, you know, we see it that institutional investors are still buying Cardano. But I've always talked about this range here. So it could be that we really need to get back into this range clearly. I mean, we touched it already briefly, but it wasn't that clear, not as clear as I wanted it to be. And since then, we've obviously missed to develop an impulsive move to the upside. So I'm still waiting for that. Until then, I would still, especially how it's looking now, also with Bitcoin, I would primarily actually expect a little bit of a further price drop, because it's just still in that sideways move here at the moment. And actually, if we look at the Fibs level, we are still we're still above the above the 0.618 Fibonacci level at 181. And we could, as I said, drop to that 0.786 at 145 even. So it is in that range within which we could find our target before we then continue in that third wave, to continue the third wave to the upside. And one interesting thing I just wanted to mention, I've been talking about Elliott Waves for a while about Cardano, and Cardano, in my view, is in a third wave, whereas Solana is in a fifth wave. Now, what we need to keep in mind, though, then, that indicates, you know, it's never guaranteed, but that indicates that while Solana has done really well this year, if Solana gets to the fifth wave and finishes the fifth wave, we could see an ABC correction. Whereas with Cardano, we are still only in the third wave before we then, yes, get another ABC, but before we then finish a fifth wave. So Cardano has sort of more scope and more room to the upside based on that, because we are not in the fifth wave yet. So just wanted to mention that. That gives me hope that we will see a further price increase in the near future. If we see further price drops, I'm definitely gonna pick up more ADA. Still believe in this project. Of course, it's still my biggest holding, even though the value of other cryptos have definitely gone up compared to ADA, but still get these staking rewards. So hopefully you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.